This is the MSI Katana GF66 budget gaming laptop. For the GPU, we have the RTX 3050 Ti, and it's also powered by the all-new Intel i7 11800H mobile CPU. This is a 1080p IPS panel with 144Hz of refresh rate. With specs like that, you can expect some badass 1080p gaming out of this, so let's jump right in. I'll be honest, I was way too excited to try this laptop out, so there isn't a proper unboxing. Let's just get straight into the I/O ports on the MSI Katana. On the left side, we have one USB 2.0, one USB 3.2, a power input. On the right side, we have the Ethernet, HDMI, USB Type-C 3.2, USB Type-A 3.2, and lastly, a 3.5mm audio jack. To me, it's a bit strange that MSI opted to have so many ports on the right side rather than the left side, considering your mouse is usually going to be on the right. So there's a lot more interference, especially with things like Ethernet, your USB, and your headphone jack. So yeah, not the best placement in my opinion. That brings us to the build quality and the design on this. Now, personally, I love the more sleek and stealthy look on laptops. This has just that. The performance and experience of a true gaming laptop while being not too obnoxious and in your face about it. We do have the Dragon MSI logo up front, they stayed true to that, but it's a lot more subtle. The bottom of the laptop gives you a bit of a glimpse into the internals. I know not a lot of people really look at the bottom of the laptop, but this actually has a very nice, stylish looking bottom. It also looks like the thermal management is done pretty well. Tons of ventilation on the bottom and the sides. That actually brings us to the thermals. You can see copper heatsink pipes on the CPU and the GPU. A single fan cooling for the CPU as well as a single fan cooling for the GPU. While playing games like Call of Duty Warzone, my GPU temperature was sitting between 78 to 83 degrees, while my CPU temperature was slightly on the higher end between 89 degrees to 95 degrees. The fans do kick in when you're in extreme performance mode profile and an average of about 48 to 50 decibels of loudness. But if you want to up that all the way and max out the fan speeds, it gets pretty loud at almost 60 decibels. Now, truly, this isn't the best thermal management I've seen on a laptop, especially considering the ones I've reviewed before from Asus, but do keep in mind those cost a lot more for what you're getting out of it. That, and also keep in mind we're in an environment like Malaysia where it's a lot more humid and generally the temperature is quite hot. So even in my shooting environment with the lights and everything turned on, I kind of expected to see a slightly higher temperature from here. That being said, how does this translate over to real world performance? The game I tried on this is the one I play pretty much every day, Call of Duty Warzone. Keep in mind, this was the 8GB RAM variant that we got to review, which, by the way, can be upgraded all the way up to 64GB of RAM. So keeping that in mind, I proceeded to play the game as I normally would. Now, with the recommended settings for Warzone on PC, I was getting upwards of 85 to 90 plus FPS consistently. With the graphics set to the highest settings on the other hand, you'll get between 40 to 50, maybe 60 FPS if you're lucky. This is definitely not the best, but keep in mind, this was just the 8GB RAM variant and Warzone recommends at least 12GB of RAM. So take that into consideration if you're looking to play heavier games. Be sure to get the right configuration and upgrades for your particular needs. I was consistently using about 40 to 50% of the CPU and 45 to 55% of the GPU. In addition to that, the IPS display on this is really great as well. You get the super smooth 144Hz of refresh rate, especially with games that support it all the way. You'll have a really pleasant experience with this. So gameplay overall was quite smooth. No stutter, screen tearing, or dropped frames. Pretty enjoyable experience. What's crazy is also that while I was testing out the MSI laptop, we also got in the BenQ monitor to try out, and I used this laptop with that monitor and literally felt like I had a PC and went all the way up to 165Hz of refresh rate. Pretty crazy. Now onto the keyboard. The keyboard on this is actually pretty nice. It has a red accent to it. It's a full backlit keyboard with a decent sized trackpad. This is a single color backlit keyboard, so no rainbows and stuff here. The keyboard feels great to game on and even type on. It's got a 1.7mm travel distance. It also is a full-size keyboard, so you do maintain that minimalistic numpad on the right, and also some hotkeys to trigger the Dragon control center fan. Definitely one of the better keyboard layouts I've seen. I do wish the trackpad was slightly bigger, but it is what it is, pretty standard. So all in all, I do think this laptop delivers high-end performance for such a budget. They did cut corners by manufacturing a more budget chassis, a mediocre trackpad, and underwhelming speakers. But you can tell that the priority and attention was mostly given to what matters the most for gamers, which is the keyboard, stability, and internal and external hardware. So that's pretty much it. Really hope you guys enjoyed this quick review of the MSI Katana GF66. If you did, make sure to like video and subscribe for more content just like this, and I'll see you again in the next video.